Welcome, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Carolyn Cameron. I'm really looking forward to having an open and honest conversation of innovation. But let's actually define the term, because in the Merriam-Webster dictionary, innovation is defined as the introduction of something new. How do you build an innovative culture?
It's a problem-solving mindset. It's a way to look at things sometimes in a different way and be willing to step outside of the box and do what the norm is. And for us, it's actually how we approach the game. We teach our players to be able to adapt to situations in the game, to read those situations, find solutions. And obviously in the environment that we're in now with the circumstances, we've all had to innovate in some ways to keep our players training, to keep them moving forward and still preparing for what could be a season. And so finding ways to innovate is about growth mindset. It's about being flexible in your thinking and thinking outside of the box. And it's for us, it's a way of how we play the game and ultimately how we want to try to live our lives if we can.
So we've learned, or perhaps been reminded, that you need to get comfortable being uncomfortable. But how do you get your best ideas off the ground?
Whether it's, for us managing up or managing to our players, I think, collaborating, having discussions, sharing your thoughts and ideas. I think there's a humility portion of it, that is important for new ideas to be taken by the group, whichever group we're talking about. And people want to feel like they're a part of something. They don't necessarily want to feel like they're being preached to. And so the more that you can involve people in these decisions and take feedback, and what will happen is your innovations will probably get a little bit better. They'll connect with people more, and then they'll get brought into the situation much cleaner, and usually you'll have more success in that way as well. That's how we conduct our environment with myself and our players, and how we try to go about things. So we don't want guys who are coming to just check in and stamp the time clock and come in and get out. We want them to feel like they're fully invested in the entire project and everything that's there. And then those are the guys who will be there all the time and every day, giving everything they have when they feel like they're fully invested and involved in the process.
What's the best piece of advice you have or you've been given?
I think really it's about listening, and connecting to people is about listening to other people. And not just listening, but listening and feel a little bit of what's happening. I think a lot of times in the world, we hear people and we talk a lot, but we don't listen to people and we don't feel what other people are saying. And that's when you can, I think, get into what Coach is talking about just the emotion and getting connected to people and really understanding. And that's where I think progress happens, and we start to understand each other, and innovation can come from that. A lot of things can come from that when we really start to connect. But it starts for me with just listening to one another and trying to be able to put someone's shoes on for a couple minutes and just feel what that's really about. And then I think you can start to really make progress and things. We're seeing a lot of that in the world right now, that we need to listen to each other more, and we need to have a better understanding of one another. If we can do that, I think then society and sport and everything else will move forward in a better fashion.